Awesome. Well, thank you for the nice welcome, Sean. Appreciate that. Yeah, I've been coming to Santa Barbara for about 2 years. When I actually started learning about 2 to 3 years ago, learned how to code. So I'll run this while I talk because it takes a while. So this is a Python script. Disclaimer, I didn't write it. I found it on GitHub, but I played around with it. It applies to jobs for you on LinkedIn. That's actually how I got my job at Ticket Manager, just by spamming so many companies. So it logs into your LinkedIn. Just a little bit of background, learning like 3 years ago. After learning for about a year or 2 years, I started applying for jobs, and I would block out 2 hours of my day just to like spam on LinkedIn, on Indeed. I would just easy apply, just spam for like 2 hours a day. And then I thought like this is torture. This is like a lot of work, wasting 2 hours a day for like about a year. So I started looking online if there was any automation tools, and I found one. It's scrolling through all the jobs right now. And yeah, I found this. So this job, this script goes on LinkedIn. There's a YAML file I'll show later where you could put what job you want to put on the search box and what location you want to put. And as long as you keep it running, it'll just apply infinitely. It's in like a while loop. So while true, it'll keep running. So yeah, basically that's my story. After using this for a few months, maybe 4 months, I got my job. And in that job interview, they asked me like, oh, how do you apply? How do you find us? Like, oh, I didn't find you guys. Like, actually, a robot did. And they were kind of impressed, and I showed them this. So I've actually been working on my own script. Before I was working at Ticket Manager, I was a tutor, teaching people how to code. And I haven't used the script in a while. It's the same process. It goes on this platform, Wyzen, and logs in and then applies to all the tutoring jobs available. It was working last week, but I just tried it today and it's not working, so we're gonna debug that together and see what we could do. But let's see if this applies to a job first. So while I was applying, bless you. While I was applying for a job, if I left this on for like 5 hours, it would apply to like 500 jobs. So yeah, like 100 jobs every hour. So it would find my phone number. It's in all the information is in my YAML file, and then my recent resume would just upload it, and then and then all these additional questions, they all have a specific spot in my YAML file. And I'll just click review, scroll down, submit. So that, we just applied to a job. Pretty cool, right? So that goes infinitum for forever. So let me just show the script while that runs. So in the meantime, you can, practice your coding skills and apply to other jobs. Oh, that's my password. Okay, so this is basically the YAML file that comes with the experience level. I don't want to apply to any internships, entry-level jobs, associate jobs, mid-senior level. Apply to all those big roles. And then job types, any job would be good. And then date, this one, I think this one is showing the date, the jobs that were uploaded in 24 hours.
Can you increase the font a little bit? Like,
oh, sure, yeah. Oops.
It's a little much.
Is that better?
Lose the center.
Okay.
That's better.
Yeah.
so these are the positions I want to apply to. And these are the locations I want to apply to. The distance is how many miles the radius is. And this output file directory actually tells us how many jobs that I've actually applied to. For example, let's go back. There's this company blacklist feature where you can put the companies that you don't want to apply for, like the current jobs you're working for, or these other companies like Cybercoders or Jobot, which are like spam.
Put Jack Pocket on there. Bring Ted back in. Okay.
And then they put, you can put your resume file path, upload your resume. Basically, these are just some job listing require like some, what do you call that, necessary information like driver license, but sometimes not. So just put true or false for these, degrees completed, background check, GPA, salary minimum, languages, and basically that's, I think that's it. And then personal information, yeah. So that's basically it. Let's see how many jobs we've applied for. So it's still going. See, here are the filters, 100 miles, experience level, all 5, past 24 hours. And yeah, we're still applying for software engineer jobs in Oxnard.
Cool. So can I ask a question? Those questions, those additional questions that it asks you,
Yeah.
are those, it just seems like that's like an open, is that like only a fixed set of types of questions that the employer is allowed to ask?
Yeah.
It seems like it would be open-ended and that'd be very difficult to.
Yeah, so for these, the jobs that we're applying to right now are the easy apply jobs. So they're, it's rare that they have open-ended questions for easy apply jobs.
Okay.
If they are, they're not required.
Yeah. So like these, I mean, I can't read that, but that looks like, you know, how many years of experience of all these technology?
Yeah, just put 2.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a good idea.
Did you set in your YAML file to put 2 for those specific types of questions? Or do you just put 2 automatically if it starts with?
Yeah, so let me double check on that. So yeah, this experience, I think it defaults to 2, this default value.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't recognize the question, it just say it's here. Is that what's happening?
What was that?
If it doesn't recognize the question,
Yeah, it just says 2.
What about on the interview when they say you have that experience? What do you say?
Oh, what I said? I just tell what I've built. I show them
Okay.
this. So yeah.
Does LinkedIn have an infinite scroll, or are you like changing pages?
It does go to pages, other pages when you apply to every job on this page. Yeah.
Can you share your code?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. Well, when we're done, I don't want to interrupt.
Wait,
So-
what part of it is buggy?
Yeah.
It doesn't look buggy.
Oh no, this is fine. But I have another one that's buggy. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So eventually you're gonna tell us about the stack that is it Selenium? Is that-
Yeah, this is all Selenium, Python. Yep. Let me see. So. Oh, this is a long one. Okay. So yeah, here we're just starting a browser.
I mean, can you share it after the event?
Oh, sure. Oh, I see. Okay. Gotcha.
He'll give you a free trial.
Yeah.
You just sign up for a free
Can you tell
trial.
us what each line means?
I'll share it with you guys. Yeah, this is on GitHub. It's called Easy Apply Bot. If you just
Yeah.
search that on GitHub, it's probably the one.
Did you have to change it much?
No, you just have to put your
Yeah.
information, like your login information,
Okay,
and then
easy apply.
yeah.
I use that.
Awesome. So let's actually stop this one and let's look at my buggy code.
Do you want to go a little bit into like how it works?
Oh, sure.
Sort of before we debug the other.
Okay. basically, just starting from here, we're initializing the browser, Selenium, the module. We're initializing Chrome, and then here we're reading our config.yaml, reading it. And yeah, here we're taking all the variables that we have in our YAML file. It's a lot.
That's
No.
all like contract validation that you're skipping through, you're just checking that everything in the YAML
Oh,
files
sir, yeah.
either exists and is in the right format.
Mm.
Yeah, then we just run our LinkedIn Easy Apply. So in here is actually where most of it is. This is where most of the meat of the logic is. So yeah, we're getting all those variables from our YAML file here, and then we're logging in. So this is the username, password, we're sending it to this specific element, security check, and then we just start applying this function. So actually, let me show you guys the print statements here. So you can see here that all the times it's applying to a job, and then when it's failed to upload my resume. Yeah.
Are you doing any unit tests?
No. So actually, I did change this a little bit. I didn't want it to run like a whole day and then forget about it. So I actually have the page number less than 10. So I think that's enough, you know, every day. I have gotten blocked from LinkedIn, so you know, be careful when you use this. So I don't run this anymore. But if you do log in like 40 times a day, they will block you. So.
Doesn't Selenium have a, what is it called? It's some extension that lets you kind of anonymize your requests. So makes it harder for them to block you. Are you trying to use that at all?
I haven't explored that.
I don't remember what
We
it's
just
called.
got spaces at the request.
No, I think it's something different. It kind of, it changes probably like the session variable, or maybe even the user agent every now and then, or something like that. It's an extension for Selenium.
I feel like it also randomizes probably like time in between
Yeah.
actions. But when you say you got blocked by LinkedIn, was it like just for the day and then the next day it was okay, or did you have to create a whole new LinkedIn?
Oh no. I was just testing it. Like I think I logged in, at least 40 times that day, and then after the 41st time, they had me go through the puzzle, like the captcha stuff.
Yeah. Oh.
And I'm like, I can't write a script for that. So, yeah, I had to wait like a week, and then.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's not
Did you
bad.
try using like a proxy of any type?
No, I wasn't
No.
that smart. No.
Huh.
Are there any issues with like the actual like scrolling through and stuff? Like,
It's been pretty reliable for me. Yeah, no issues so far. I think just as long as you don't run it too often. Yeah, like I think less than 10 should be good.
Can you show us like how you might find the element in the browser?
Sure.
That's some of these are like hard-coded elements that would be good to see like how that works.
Let's see. So these, for example, if you see these a lot, browser.findElement, these are finding the specific class name of the browser. Let me see here. For example, this street address. So it's finding this section. This section is probably the address section. So it's finding the label street address and putting my information in there.
So on every page is trying every class name?
Mm.
These additional questions. For example, this driver license question here.
And all of this is run locally, right? Like, so all of your data is just going to these applications and nowhere else.
Yeah,
Like your password, your email address.
Yeah, actually, one thing I thought about today was because I usually run this at my house. So running it here in Santa Barbara gives me a different IP address. So I wasn't sure if it was gonna actually work, but it's good.
No problem. Wait, another job.
So these are just this more of this. It goes to like 700 lines, but basically it's all conditionals. If the question is there, then just show my answer. If not, ignore it. Going through.
Did you like figure out like what the full gambit of questions and options would essentially be just by like doing it manually for so long? You just kind of started keeping track of all the different questions that you could get, or?
This is actually not my program. This,
Oh.
I just,
Yeah.
yeah, I found this on GitHub. I've just messed with it a little bit.
Oh.
Yeah. So most of it is like not me. Yeah. Unfortunately.
In your dreams.
Yeah, in my dreams, I wish.
Well, it's great that, like, it's like a smart, right? Like, try not to overcomplicate.
Great, yeah.
If somebody did it already, then.
Yeah, somebody did it already. So basically, yeah, it ends here. So yeah, it goes to the next job page when you're done applying all the jobs. So that's basically the program.
Maybe LinkedIn wrote it so that
Let me
they
see.
can get
Yeah. More hits.
and justify the cost to the employers.
So I would want to kind of debug this thing that I made. There we go. So
What's Wizen? What is
So Wizen is a tutoring platform.
Okay.
I used to be a tutor before I was a software engineer. And I use this script a lot, but recently, or today, it didn't work for some reason. So let's try to run it. So basically, I can go through this a little bit. So basically, I'm importing Selenium, OS, .env. Let's close this. So basically, I'm storing my name variable and password variable, and then I'm opening the browser. I'm gonna change this wait time. This is the wait time we want to wait. So we're logging into Wizen, and then we're finding the username and password, and then we're sending that information, and then we're clicking login. And then we find the job page, and then we find the first job on the job list, and then we select so when you apply for a job on Wizen, there's a specific job and or a specific subject, and we select the specific subject here, and then we get I made this function to get their name to write in that initial message, and then we submit the application, and then it's in this island. So let's run it.
I really like huddle in all classes.
Yeah.
It's so really good.
Anticipation. Whoever figures it out gets to take home all the
Yes.
pizza.
Yeah, all the pizza. Right?
All the pizza.
Yeah.
So I think it might help if we remove this headless portion and make it.
Come in.
That's a good idea, because you can see what the browser's doing.
Yes.
DevTools panel, what was the error, the console error? It's gotta show some error in the browser, right? What does it show?
Let's see.
Unable to connect or locate, unable to locate something.
Was it asking about the error in the browser?
Yeah, when you go into the browser,
What's it called?
Oh,
it failed, it does something, right, and then it fails, but there's probably some sort of a JavaScript error.
Yeah, so like do it manually and see what it does and then inspect it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
so it closes automatically when it errors out. I'm not sure.
Oh, fix that.
Let's see.
Oh, now it's
It
loading.
looks like maybe it's looking for
No?
an element.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, maybe you could put a breakpoint in there. Do you ever use PDB? Like you could put a, I don't know if you can do that in code and just put a breakpoint in, but I know you can do it with Python debugger. That way it would stop at a line of code.
Are you
Unable
doing
to locate
You
element
could just
with
press
XPath.
enter,
Yeah.
and then you'd say import PDB.
XPath?
Oh, outside?
Nope, you're good.
Oh, okay.
You just type import PDB, import space PDB, and then yep, and then you could say exactly it's auto. You could just take tab autocomplete, and it should stop right there when you run it.
Okay.
So then it should drop you into a shell right over there on the terminal. Or so it should be on line 26.
Yes.
yeah.
Yep. So you could type stuff in there too. So you could like type in username and see if the username comes back correctly or whatever, like wherever you're at. And then,
Like print username, right?
yeah, if you have a place where you can type on the bottom chunk.
Below this line.
No, like down where the output is in the terminal, you should be able to type in variables instead of values, like
Right here.
yeah, like username. You might not even have to print it, but
Oh, it gets it.
yeah, and you can use commands like you would in debugger, like C would continue and just go, but you don't want to do that right now because you want to stay in here.
Okay.
And you can try other stuff too. Like this is just, and we should go look at the browser right now and see what's happening. Like since it's paused.
It might just be the incorrect. Can I
Because
get-
it didn't, I didn't see it enter in the values,
Right.
so it
Yeah.
probably doesn't find the element.
Should we
So
just-
look, copy the XPath and compare it to what's in the code. Yeah, that one.
Okay. So this looks.
That's longer.
This is longer, right?
It looks longer.
To.
Yeah, it is. Longer.
Oh, yeah, it's like a different ordering too. So the one is like div 8, that one's like div 2.
Yeah.
Okay. That's.
What's XPath mean? It's a web thing, right?
I don't really know.
Yeah.
It's just, I think it can be relative or
Is it
absolute, but it basically tells you
within the
the
tree on the web
location
page?
in the DOM
The DOM.
So if you want
where
to,
that
Should we
element
comment
is.
this out?
Yeah, comment and say that.
sure, it'll just run all the way through if you do that, or you can keep it and it'll stop.
In your last, or in the script from GitHub, it was using a different like selector. It looked like it was selecting by element ID, and instead of going through like that absolute file path, it might be simpler to do like, I don't know what the Python equivalent is, but like get element by ID.
By ID.
Because I saw,
Yeah.
I think the class had like a symbol like.
Yeah.
You go back to the page.
Yeah, XPath is a little crazy sometimes.
Yeah, like maybe
Username,
yeah ID.
yeah.
Okay. Should we try this one first?
Yeah, put this,
Sure.
put the trace after that line. And we'll try to skip past it.
Let's see.
PDB.
So yeah, to get back to it, you just run it and it'll stop there. Or you can press C to continue and it'll go.
Did it stop?
Maybe it doesn't bring the browser back into focus because it's already open. So maybe check the browser again.
Oh, wrong browser.
It's still running?
Still applying, yeah. I think it closed. Oh, there we go.
Oh, Max is right, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
They passed it? Oh, it did, didn't it?
And stuff.
So that you gotta probably have to fix the password one too.
It might be the coolest thing we've ever done.
Best meetup ever.
Did I just put C here to continue?
Is that right?
Yes.
That's, we know it's broken, right? It's probably broken, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
It worked?
No, just continue.
Press down.
So the password now is incorrect.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's the same process.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. Wes, you said right? We tried that earlier.
Yeah.
And it didn't work, but it seems like it worked this time. So that's cool.
The absolute path or the old?
Using like an ID selector. But I was thinking, yeah, that's cool that it, whatever, it worked. So we'll take it.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Oh,
think I
that's
might know
a-
the issue. It might be, because we were looking at a separate browser.
Oh, yeah.
And when we put the debugger, we were specifically looking at the browser that it opened.
Could be.
Okay, let's do that.
Looks like it's still applying for LinkedIn jobs. Looks like it.
So instead of putting it here, just put it.
What's that library? PBD? I don't think I've ever used that.
Yeah, that's like one of the first things I learned from a salty old dev in my early days.
Yeah.
I used to use print everywhere.
Yeah, it's Python debugger. There's also IPDB for for IPython.
Oh.
But just you know, if you're not in an environment where you have a IDE, then you can put those break statements anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
really
interesting.
awesome.
Cool.
It's like C for continue, N for next.
Mhm.
It's sweet.
That's cool.
Yeah, it bails you out of like bad situations, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, those fields have IDs, right? That's usually kind of a more robust way rather than using the XPath, but either one works, I guess. Do you know if this Selenium, is it 5 is the latest?
I'm not sure. Was that the same?
Oh, interesting. I thought we went to doing IDs and it was just having that fresh XPath, I guess, that made it work. That's good.
There we go.
I think you can always type help in there too, and it'll probably give you some help.
Oh, con. Use con. Wait for it to take it off.
Oh, you can just press C and it'll go. Or N for the next line. But,
Okay.
yeah.
Nice.
Wow, that's really great.
Oh, now we can't find the button.
One more. I mean, that's. I think we got one more. Right?
Okay, one more.
wanna comment up?
Because-
Yay!
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Computer programmer?
keep going.
It's
Oh,
going.
no, so this is the rest of my program, so it gets the first name of the guy, applies.
Dude, how much are you paying?
So I guess they changed their login path
Yeah.
since I tried it last week.
Which makes sense, like if you're working on this website, you're not like, oh, I don't wanna change the,
Yeah.
you know, cause I don't wanna break somebody's scraper. You're like,
Natalie?
Yeah.
Yeah, right, yeah.
yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's my presentation.
Cool.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. That's fun.
I'll just keep this
Teamwork.
running.
How much are you charging for your program?
75?
It's for free.
Oh, the program. You're applying for teaching things, right?
Yeah, I don't really do it anymore, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, it's different, each one's different.
Found similar scripts for other sites?
I was actually trying to make one for Indeed, but they don't have like a filter for easy apply jobs, so it's kind of more intricate compared to LinkedIn.
So for the YAML file for the first one you showed us,
Yeah.
I noticed that the remote position was set to true, but you still put conditions for more local positions.
Mhm.
Was that just a personal choice or?
So on LinkedIn, I think you could have remote and also put the location. So for like both positions. Yeah.
So you weren't looking for just remote, you wanted something more locally based?
For both. I was optimizing for both.
Yeah.
Do you remember like how many jobs in total you applied to and how many?
I think we
you
could
got?
actually look.
Check it out.
Let's see.
Does it handle duplicates?
I'm not sure. I think, does anybody know how to look at the jobs I've applied for?
History, maybe? I don't know.
Do you remember how many got back to you?
It was very low. Maybe, it was like 4 out of 100,
Wow.
like 4%.
So that's more than I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, I recently talked to a recruiter and they said job applicants, they get like 500 to 800 job applicants for jobs.
So that's the total number,
Oh, wow.
5,000.
How many interviews? How many interviews do you have?
Less than 100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not
Like
a lot.
around 70. But yeah, I've been running I think since November, and I got my job in February. So
Do you like your work?
months.
You like your job?
Sorry. I wonder if you could use like the bones of that to sort of maybe like go beyond like easy apply and just like create a list of like really like good jobs with like low numbers of applicants, you know, and just have a report at the end of the day that you work on or something.
Or interactively select the ones you want? maybe?
Yeah.
Like click, you know, click.
But sometimes LinkedIn, like, yeah, it's, I mean, everything's full of spam nowadays anyway. It's like
Full what?
full of spam, like just,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys.
Thanks,
Thanks for
Michael.
listening.
Yeah.
Yay.
Hey.
What time are you gonna get out of here?
6:42?
I mean, it's all automatic, but yeah.
What? What'd you say? I thought she was asking what time it is.
Alright, well, it's 6:42, I guess, we'll probably stick around.